Hi everyone, welcome back. So we are reacting to a Janis Ian song called At 17. And this was sent over and requested by Ron. So thank you so much, Ron. If anybody does have a request, the only way that I do take them is via the link in my description. So yeah, just so you guys are aware. But let's go for it.
I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and high school girls with clear skin smiles who married young and then retired. The Valentines I never knew, the Friday night charades of youth were spent on one more beautiful. At 17 I learned the truth. And those of us with ravaged faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone who called to say, "Come dance with me," and murmured vague obscenities. It isn't all it seems at 17. A brown-eyed girl in hand-me-downs, whose name I never could pronounce, said, "Pity please the ones who serve, they only get what they deserve." Your rich relation, hometown queen, marries into what she needs with a guarantee of company and haven for the elderly. You indulge surprise when payment due exceeds accounts received at 17. To those of us who knew the pain of Valentines that never came, and those whose names were never called when choosing sides for basketball, it was long ago and far away. The world was younger than today, and dreams were all they gave for free to ugly duckling girls like me. We all play the game, and when we dare to cheat ourselves at solitaire, inventing lovers on the phone, repenting of the lives unknown. They call and say, "Come dance with me," and murmur vague obscenities at ugly girls like me at 17.
Okay, this one got me emotional. Wow. I'm going to have to look at the lyrics because she was saying a lot of stuff that I feel like she said it and then it hit later, and then some of them never hit because I feel like I'm not understanding, but I really want to understand. This song is deep. This song is so deep, but the vibe that I get is like at 17 is like when the reality of the world and like really hit her, you know. And even when she talks about that girl, she's like the girl whose name I couldn't pronounce. Like I'm guessing that was like someone that wasn't from, or was always ostracized, or like she's talking about. It's just really deep. Like I couldn't stop looking like at her, and like she was mesmerizing, absolutely mesmerizing, of like this presence, and this is just through a screen. You know what I mean? What a artist. I've never even Janis Ian. No, I don't. God, look at me. I can't stop them. But what an artist. What an artist. I'm just in awe. Like, let's really dive deep into these lyrics because this was what was about it. And I think obviously her voice as well, like she has she has this presence. Do you know what I mean? Like she has this presence to her that's just like, what? I'm speechless, really. I'm actually speechless. Wow. But yeah, it's like this idea of all these false standards, the reality of the world, and like all these boxes that people put you in, and that being what determines your success or what determines this and that about you, like stuff like that. Her voice is like this. She has a resonance to her voice which is insane. That love was meant for beauty queens, like this rejection at school, clear-skinned smiles who married young and then retired, the Friday night charades of youth who were spent one on one more beautiful, and those of us with ravaged faces lacking in the social graces desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone who called to say come dance with me and murmured vague obscenities. A brown-eyed girl in hand-me-downs whose name I never could pronounce, said, pity me please, the ones who serve, they only get what they deserve. And the rich relationed hometown queen marries into what she needs with a guarantee of company and having, and haven for the elderly. It's just like, yeah, those who are different or are sort of ostracized from society, and like, yeah, that's what it's giving. And the reality of the world has hit her at 17, like seeing like, yo, like, oh, I didn't mean to go on to, okay, sorry guys, I actually did not mean to click on that. I meant to cross it, but it wanted to come up. Apologies. That's funny. But yeah, it's like those who are ostracized from society, and at 70 she realized all of the truth, and she's just, and even her face, like the way her face is, and she's so, there's this pain in her face of like, yo, like the reality of life really hit me at 17. It's so powerful. To those of us who knew the pain of Valentines that never came, and those whose names were never called when choosing sides for basketball. Like school times, like a lot of people were really, like, you know, yeah, school was like one of those times where you know, it was quite a lot traumatizing for a lot of people, because it's that time where, yeah, like you can be, you know, you really see the dynamics of the popular kids, or the privileged, or those people that are pretty and have these things that are deemed to be beautiful, and it's crazy to see that, like, you know, she thought she was ugly. Like, it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? But that's the reality of it, and it's almost like, wow, you know, it's this song is so deep, man. Wow. And then that, you know, when choosing sides for basketball, that rejection and that sort of like, you just want to be part of the team and you can't even be picked. It was long ago and far away, the world was younger than today, when dreams were all they gave for free to ugly ducklings like me. We all play the game, and when we dare to cheat ourselves at solitaire, inventing lovers on the phone, repenting others' lives unknown, they call and say, come dance with me, and murmur vague obscenities at ugly girls like me at 17. let's have a look at the context of this, because I really want to understand, because I can like analyze it for days, but I actually really want to know like what is this all about? So, wow. So, 1975. After reading a New York Times Magazine article about the profound disappointment a young debutante felt after her society ball, despite being 23 and having never gone to a high school prom, Ian channeled her own teenage feelings of alienation into the song's melancholic bossa nova rhythm. The track was a massive, unexpected commercial hit, reaching number 3 and winning the Grammy, oh my god, for the best female pop vocal performance. Its success was bolstered by Ian's debut as a musical guest on the very first episode of Saturday Night Live. Yes. Wow. Initially, Ian was terrified performing the deeply confessional song live, fearing the audience would laugh at the vulnerable lyrics about being an ugly duckling who lacked social graces. Today, it remains her signature track and timeless anthem for teenage outcasts. Oh, wow, what a song that is! I'm so beautiful that it actually was given the love that it should have been given, and it's almost like this what's the word that I'm looking for? Like the justice has been served in some way, but it's also giving a voice for those, like they say in the context bit, out those teenage outcasts. And like, this is a really beautiful song, man. It's a really beautiful song, and I feel like depending what side you were on in high school or whatever, like we all have felt like ostracized, and high school can be in England we call it secondary school, but it can be quite a it can be a very ostracized environment, like for some people, and I feel like it definitely was for me. And it's like you don't feel like it doesn't really make sense, and you kind of sometimes you go into it thinking, oh, it's like innocent, like, you know, this and that, but it's like, whoa, like that's crazy that, you know. And even some of you may look at me and be like, you were ostracized, really? And then that's how I look at when I look at Ian, you know, Janis Ian. I'm like, wait, you were? That's crazy to think that you were. But that's why you never expect the people that are ostracized or cast aside are like, it's crazy to see like why and how that is a thing. It's mad. Like even in a flipping debutante ball, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like where everyone is beautiful and everyone dresses up and everyone's feminine and everyone's this and that, and even then you're outcasted and discriminated. It's just like there's always someone can go through something like that you'd never, that now looking at them as adults you're like, what, how? But that's like, sometimes school is a weird environment, man. Like it's a really, I don't know, let me know your thoughts down below, like why do you think that is? Because I don't really understand, because sometimes you say like, you know, kids are kids, but sometimes there's some elements of this being taught, especially like particular, if we're getting deep with it, like when I went, so I grew up in Spain basically, and when I came back to England, I thought, oh well, like I would be welcomed like into this particular school that I went to, which was in this very British, white dominated village and school. There was only one black guy in my class, Indian. I'm half Indian. And even me, you know, people would look at me and be like, well, you look white. But to them, I wasn't, you know. So everyone has their different experiences of discrimination and ostracization that you never think. And high school can be a weird place, man. Like you never think that you would be. You know, you go into it thinking that, oh, like, but it's all these things that are taught to the kids, because we were all kids. The people that ostracized, the people that bullied are kids. Do you know what I mean? But it's weird how certain environments make you feel ugly or make you feel like this ugly duckling. And now looking at her, I'm like, how ever could you ever? But that doesn't mean that it wasn't a valid experience, or wasn't not a valid experience. Like her feelings aren't valid is what I'm basically saying, just because people don't think that it could ever happen to you. So like this song is a really powerful song, because it's like, look, like a debutante felt that way, and she was a debutante, like, you know what I mean? Like she's in that environment of like being beautiful. You know what I mean? Not that saying that that's okay, or you know what I mean? But it's like you're in that environment, and you would think that everyone's going to be, but no, there's competition and there's this ostracization in any different circles, social circles, and yeah, no one's kind of, no one's sort of, everyone is a victim of that at some point, even if someone looks at them or looks at me and thinks, how could you ever? Do you know what I mean? But it is a thing, and high school is a weird place, man. It can be very ostracizing and alienating, and I definitely experienced my my fair share of that when moving back to England. Anyways, at least, yeah, which is crazy to think that, really. But yeah, I think it's just beautiful to see that the song was given the attention and the admiration that it deserves, because this is something that a lot of teenage girls and teenage boys, obviously, I assume as well, go through. But I think especially teenage girls, you know. I mean, then again, I can only speak from a female experience because I'm a female. So, but obviously, I'd love to know, like, how the males, like even Ron, like you requested this, and you know, any males in the audience, viewing the video, like, did you ever feel that as a man growing up? You know, what was that sort of dynamic like within the male sphere of high school? I'd love to know. That'd be interesting to see both sides, because obviously, yeah, we all have that feeling at some point. So I'd love to know your comments down below. And it's really beautiful, this song. Again, I feel like you guys are understanding the ethos of my channel and how it's all about music unites everybody, and it should. And this is a perfect example of that, again, of like, if, you know, if anyone's going through anything, they should really listen to this song. I know that they're not alone in this. And obviously, looking at her, we're like, wow, like, she's so pretty and she's so beautiful. She's got a beautiful voice. She's got this. And like, how could she be ostracized? But, you know, everyone has their own experience with it. And no one's sort of, I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for, but yeah, it unites, because the people that you may think aren't going through something or have been ostracized, sometimes they actually are. And like, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, thank you so much, Ron, for requesting this. It gets me emotional. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm really grateful to be exposed to this kind of music and to these classics that are really important in the industry, and speak on what music is all about. Is about uniting and bringing to light and making people feel that they're not alone in whatever they're going through. So yeah, thank you so much for requesting. If anybody else does have a request, please send it via the link in my description. And like I said, comment your thoughts down below. I love to connect with you guys. I love when you guys connect as well in the comments. It's really nice to see that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.